Okay, week 25, day 3. Design a UI that communicates a story visually. So this is sliced a little bit differently than the other challenges this week, where you are looking at a UI pattern such as a dashboard, a home screen, a confirmation screen, and trying to give a visual arc. And you do this through layout, imagery, copy, motion, and you're doing it to communicate a feeling, a value, or progression. And because of all those different elements, this becomes a very broad exercise. So, what I would encourage you to do is just to give it a try. Pick something that seems interesting and work through it. Because ultimately, when the time comes to communicate a feeling, value, a progression through these different design components, it could look at a number of different ways, right? So if you had a dashboard with a series of metrics on it or pieces of information, you could tell a story by how the user reads those pieces of information and flows from one to the next. It could tell a relatively linear or exploratory story, and it could be done through interaction with those components. Whereas on a home screen or a confirmation screen, it may be more just about how the person ingests the layout. Um, and they could be very different things, and you could use different design elements to show feeling, value, or progression in those. And you may choose to use something like progression through a dashboard, or you may choose to show progression in a confirmation screen, and those may look very different. So I would find something that you think could benefit from some UI visual storytelling, and then just start to ask questions about what's happening in that person's world, what thoughts they may be having going through their head at that moment, what probably happened just prior to that, what would they want to do afterward, what would be the best thing to happen, and again within their context. And then think about how storytelling can support them in that. And some of this could be to support the brand or support things that are happening in the application, but it could also just be to help be a better communicator with your users, while also doing it in maybe a playful way or a more informative way. And this is a great way to practice UI polish, value communication, and just work on your visual storytelling. The result of this is going to be a UI mockup and maybe some captions of the story it's telling. And so it should be relatively straightforward. And this is just really interesting. I'm really excited to see what people produce here. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions.